no matter what I say about this film in the rest of this video, just remember the one thing we can all agree on. Almost There is a jam. Most people seem to feel like there are two separate sections in Disney history, from this century really, you know. One included Home on the Range, Chicken Little, Bolt. The other includes Tangled, Frozen, Moana, Wreck-It Ralph, you know? And I think we can all really agree on that. You know, it was very defining different sections of Disney history, okay? Most people will also agree, I think, that one of those sections is not so good, one of those sections is good. But the interesting thing is, I feel like the real defining line between the two eras is this film. I think we can agree on that, you know? Which era does this fall into? For me, you know, it's an argument to be had for sure. For me, unfortunately, after rewatching this recently, I'm kind of like, I think it falls into the bad era. I think it's the end of that era and Tangled is the beginning of the new era. See, there are several notable things about The Princess and the Frog for me. The animation is distinctly, I found, a level down from what we just saw in just the next, like, year in Tangled for Disney, you know? And the actual story formatting and script, and the way they plot out this adventure that the leading male and female go on with their animal sidekicks. Same thing as happens in Tangled, but it's so different, you know? This feels in so many ways, at so many stages to me, like it's just so by the numbers, you know? Like it's just such a common, yes, let's do this, because this is what we should do. Whereas Tangled is, what can we do? What can we take here? What can we make different here? How can we subvert expectations? Things like this, you know, along the story, the whole way along. It feels like there's so little sense of urgency for so much of The Princess and the Frog. So much of this adventure they're on, especially for that whole second act, it is just plodding along. It's just, you know, from the second she gets turned into a frog, she's just like, okay. That's the moment where I like almost just zone out, you know? I felt recently like I hadn't ever watched this the full way through almost, because I realized watching it again that I had seen it all before, all the way through. I just zone out every time that second act starts until like the last 10-15 minutes, because it's just so much of whatever, you know? All of my favourite bits are actually in the first act. Almost There, down in New Orleans, Friends on the Other Side. Those are all the best songs and things, those are all in the first act. Then you come into the second act, she turns into a frog, and alright, and then the finale picks up again a bit. I also should mention that Friends from the Other Side is definitely one of the best Disney villain songs. There's no question about that. And Dr. Facilier, solid villain, definitely. Keith David, brilliant voice. But I just feel like so much of what happens after that first act is just so, whatever. But don't let that sway my opinion of this film for you just yet, you know? Here is my 1-minute review for The Princess and the Frog.
Disney Pictures, The Princess and the Frog.
So that is my main thing. I feel like the second act is phoned in so completely. I feel like the alligator and the firefly characters are so one-dimensional, mildly irritating, so much less endearing than any other like Disney animal sidekick, you know? Talking ones, non-talking ones, doesn't matter. They're so much less enjoyable, beloved characters than any other sidekick. If the rest of the film had as many great songs that I really could enjoy and listen to over and over again as the first act, it would have been much better. But all of the songs after that first act are immensely forgettable, I find, yeah. Also, just gonna put it out there, Tiana and Naveen feel like they're in an eye-roll comedy, basic shit. They just kind of go, oh, 1 minute they hate each other, the next minute they love each other, there's no real reason why it's so suddenly, so completely swapped. It's just, yeah. I'm giving The Princess and the Frog 65 out of 100. See, I don't dislike it, no, but I do feel like it very much belongs with Chicken Little, Meet the Robinsons, Brother Bear, as opposed to what Disney's been pulling out more recently. What other animated movies do you guys want to see reviewed in the channel? I have endless patience to just sit and watch animated movies, and I love talking about them. So let me, oh, of course, I also love getting new subscribers, so please, just hit the subscribe button, smack the bell, and leave a request in the comments.